Ребят, мы сегодня записали видео с Брайаном. Сейчас я с вами им поделюсь. Задали ему кучу вопросов. Он наш учитель английского языка в языковой школе в Сан-Диего. Сегодня мы его попросили ответить на ваши вопросы, которые вы оставляли у меня в инстаграме. Вот, все, поехали. Hi, Brian.
Hello there.
So for today I have some questions for you.
Sure.
Are you ready to answer? For Russian students, right?
Gotcha.
What the holidays do you like the most? Like maybe you have the special one, like your favorites?
My favorite holiday is the 4th of July because it's a very American holiday. It's one of the few original American holidays. We get together with family and friends. We have barbecue. We have people coming over to just enjoy and relax. That's my favorite holiday. My second holiday is Christmas because you get presents. You get free presents from people. It's wonderful. Christmas came from Europe, but America adopted Christmas just like the world did. Who are Christian, they love Christmas. So those are my two favorite holidays.
Do you like Halloween?
I love Halloween because you get to dress up in costumes. You can be whatever or whoever you want.
Do you remember any like special Halloween in our English school? I remember just one before like COVID. So like, did you like it in the school or?
It was awesome because we had students from every country at our school dressed up in costumes. It was fun, and I remember it was 2015 because I used to work at Disneyland, and I was wearing my Pirates of the Caribbean costume, so I was a pirate like Captain Jack Sparrow. So that was fun.
So Brian, do you watch like specific TV channels like Fox News, for example, or CNN?
I watch the Travel Channel, and I also play golf.
Oh.
So I like to watch the Golf Channel. But once in a while, if I need to know what's going on, I'll watch news, but it doesn't matter. CNN is this way, Fox is this way, and I'm in the middle.
Okay.
So I don't watch news for enjoyment because it's all negative.
Oh yeah, I see.
I
Yeah,
watch
it's
news if there's something important that I need to see, but I don't believe just because CNN says the same picture, CNN says this, Fox says this, and then I go, huh?
It's the same like now with the war in Afghanistan, right?
Yes, there's a lot of people divided,
Yeah.
but when it comes down to, it's not about Afghanistan, it's about people.
Yeah.
It's not about Russia, it's about people. It's not about America, it's about people from the heart. So when I watch news, it's not really, I have a specific channel. It just depends on what's the easiest channel to get to, that's all.
So Brian, do you think like 20 years ago American used to have more freedoms, or now maybe more, or as I know like the government became like bigger and more control for people's lives?
Really depends on the type of government that is running the country. Democrats want big government, small military. Government to do everything.
Yeah.
Republicans want little or no government and big military. Freedom, but protect our country. So it depends on what office is running the country at the time.
But the people, do they complain more right now or the same? Like
It's the same. It's just a different set of complaints, but the same what's going on. So
like when we see the news in Russia, for example, and they show us like riots here or some demonstration or stuff, people can think like it's a revolution here. Like, you know, they maybe take off the government or something. So it's a usual thing, right, in the United States,
Yes.
just to go and like to show the opinion and like to maybe destroy something a little bit.
it's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Just because you see a protest doesn't mean that a group is going to take over America. That's impossible. America is too big and too strong to let some extremist group try and take over the country. It's never going to happen. When you see a protest, it's part of the American way of freedom of speech. So I don't see it as a big deal. It's like, oh, another protest. Okay, let's turn the channel and watch something else.
But when you see, for example, someone like destroy a business or destroy, I don't know, a store, like I know last year they destroyed something. Like, what is your opinion? Is
That
it
is
okay?
wrong. That's illegal. If you own a store and I am rioting because of something I don't like and I break into your store, I should go to jail.
Okay.
That's not right. You don't have the right to destroy property. You have the right to protest if you do it legally. That's part of American everyday life. But you can't steal, you can't burn down a building just because you're upset.
Do you think the person should have an opportunity to defend the business by owning a gun?
Absolutely, and we do have the right to bear arms, have a gun, and I have a gun too. I don't use it, but if someone broke into my house and I shoot them, I am defending my house just like you would be defending your business. So yes, I agree with that. But I don't agree that people should have a military type AR-15 rifle where you can shoot 5,000 people in 2 seconds. That's wrong.
Okay, I see.
But
Yeah, I
that's an
support.
American. Republicans say, if I want to buy a tank, let me buy a tank. I'm the kind of person where I don't need a tank, but I want something to protect myself, but I don't need a big bazooka.
I think government is. Oh, I mean Republicans. They are like crazy about the government can take control of
Yep.
lives, like in Russia, for example, or different countries,
Mhm.
like that used to be Soviet Union.
Right.
The government is too strong. The people cannot do anything.
Right.
We even cannot go to to show our opinion. We cannot demonstrate.
I think that too much of anything, except ice cream.
So if we talk about the government, I forgot to ask about the governor of California. Do you have like special opinion about him? Right now?
About the governor, Gavin Newsom,
Yeah.
I like what he did as far as trying to get Californians vaccinated, because I got vaccinated, both of them. I don't like needles, but I think that he was a little too much.
Mhm.
And right now we're having a election, and the person on the Republican side is going to not do anything. Who cares about masks? In fact, he's going to punish you if you do wear a mask. So for me, we have a very extreme governor now, and we have someone that wants to be governor this way. And California is not going to improve its situation.
Mhm.
So I think that he did some good things, and I think he did some bad things. And I think a lot of San Diegans and Californians agree. I think he was too strict in some things, but
For example,
he wasn't consistent.
in closing the business, right?
Yeah, I mean, you close your restaurant, but you keep Walmart open.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. So if I see a small business closed, but I see a big business still open, that really wasn't necessary,
Mhm.
then to me it's inconsistent. So I'd say, with going back to your question, how do I feel about the current governor's handling of the COVID situation? I think he did some good things, but the bad things were it was inconsistent.
Oh.
And so you can go to a big store and get sick, but all the small stores were closed and people lost their job. They lost their homes.
As I know, like when he banned the restaurants to be open, he went to the restaurant by himself, like for
Yes.
special for him. Like I think we have kind of the same in Russia, like especially for politics something. It looks strange. in
It's
the
like-
United States.
Don't smoke,
Yeah, yeah.
because smoking will kill you, and that's what politicians do.
Yeah.
And just because he's Democrat, I don't care. If he's Republican, I don't care. I care about how they're doing.
I just know people text me about, oh, like we're Russians, so when we come to United States, do American people like hate us, or they have a special opinion because of Putin or because of our politics? Do you think it's like I don't know, affect us some way, or American people just don't care about?
Most Americans don't care where you come from. It depends on, are you good people while you're here?
I just always felt like it's nothing about politics here. Like people ask me here, like, are you Russian, or for example, where you're from, and I say like I'm from Russia, and they always say, wow, it's so cool,
Because
Tell
we
me-
don't know enough about your culture. That's
Yeah.
why. So we want to know. And so it's cool, because if an American does know something about Russia, it's usually because of a movie or what we see on the news, and usually it's not correct. So If I were not a teacher and I was sitting next to you on a bus and I hear you talking and I can tell you have an accent, where are you from? So, where are you from?
Russia.
Really? Oh my gosh, I've never met someone from Russia. That's how Americans are. We just don't know enough about you, so I think it's cool. Any American that judges a Russian based on what they see on the news is completely wrong.
Yeah, Brian, I just wanted to ask you what does American dream means to you?
I can say what it means to me and what it meant to me.
Oh, okay.
The American dream many years ago was to become a husband, a father, have a good job, have a house, have a dog, maybe a cat, and a car. That was the American dream. Now the American dream is hopefully you can get an apartment, you have a job, and you have food to feed your family with. So the American dream has totally changed. Buying a house now is very difficult for the American dream. I think American dream is what Anton and Christina has done right now. Is you have an apartment, you have furniture, you have food, you have some way to enjoy your life. That is what the American dream
But is it only in California
No.
or?
The American dream used to be you have a house, you have a spouse, you have children, you have a job, and you have pets. That was the American dream. Now, for most people, a house is too expensive.
Yeah, but in California, right? It's not so expensive in different states.
Well, lower cost of living in some states means you also make less money, so it's all relative.
But still, a lot of people are going to Texas and Florida right now from California because of the cost of living, right?
Exactly. So they're using the cost of living that they made the money here in California and now taking that extra money and moving to a place where it's cheaper.
Oh.
People in Texas could not afford to live in California. People in California can afford to live in Texas because of the lower cost of living, like houses. Most people buy cars and homes on credit because you don't have that much cash. What's good about students, you come here, you get a credit card, and you pay what you spend. A credit card doesn't mean you have free money. I have $10,000. No, you have $10,000 of a bank. That is, every time you use your credit card, it's taking a loan out of a bank.
Mm-hmm.
You spend $10 at McDonald's, you just went to the bank and took a $10 loan to buy lunch. Banks don't want you to pay it off just like that. They want you to pay it back slowly because they make money on interest. A bank is a business within a business. So if you have a new credit card and you spend $1,000, before you use it, repay it, and then spend more and repay it. And after about a year, you start to develop good credit. So as an American, if I had bad credit, my quality of life would be not as good because I couldn't afford to get a nice car or a nice apartment or a house unless I had a lot of cash. That's what credit's for. So in our culture, credit is so important to achieve the American dream.
So, Brian, could you please explain why a lot of Americans can't find Russia on the map?
Well, we can because we know it's such a big part of that region of the world, but we really don't know where like the capital city is and where most people in Russia live. We just see Russia as a big country and it's wide open and it's frozen and everything is cold. And growing up when I was a kid, we really didn't have a lot of information on Russia. We had to learn, where different countries were. And I always remember as a kid, Russia was this big, huge country that was the size of most other countries.
It's not only about Russia, right? It's about whole geography, because usually you learn more about your states, not about the countries, right? So, Brian, do you have something to say to Russians, future students, or just Russian people?
Absolutely. If you as Russian students or Russian people want to come to America to visit or to study, do it. You will love it. We will welcome you and you will enjoy your experience. I look forward to seeing you on your visit.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.